Well, hello there and welcome back to this F1 2017 Sauber career mode. We're at round 11 at Hungary and running off the back of our brilliant third place thanks to the safety car last time out at Silverstone. We've now got a healthy resource points budget because obviously we had a classic car event. Now before we start with anything, there is a new patch coming out, saying patch 1.08 or 1.8, something like that. And there's many things on it to do with medium traction control. There's also stuff for the spectator cameras or people spectating online races. A few other things as well. One of the things that we're going to put in onto the career mode is the option to still use the laptop after you do a classic car event. So either it says you've got one available, you then fuck about with the laptop and do your resource points and whatever you want to do, then go to the classic car event, or you do the classic car event and then come back to the laptop so you want to do stuff. So when it comes down to I've got loads of resource points and I want to spend them, oh no, I've got a classic car event, I then can't do that until the next event, which is why in the top right hand corner we have 1,850 resource points. So hopefully when that comes into effect in a few days time and I get it installed in the system, the next time we get classic car event we can see how that works. But it's slightly frustrating, but at the same time it's like, well, I can always do things the next race. So at the moment, if you look at the upgrades here, all we've done so far is one of a chassis. By the time qualifying in a race is done, I should be well over 2,000 points. So we will probably do another one of these. I'm not going to do that, even though I am so tempted to. It's just a bit pointless. But I am going to come over here and, to be honest with you, do that one there to bring it all down to 700, which is what it will be. And also as well then do something on the chassis as well. So we've got quite a lot to spend in after qualifying and the race is all done. As for the practice sessions, it's being mixed weather, which is something we're not going to see in qualifying the race. It's going to be dry conditions throughout unless the game is lying to me. And we're sort of lower midfield. Hungary is not a track I like, so I'm just hoping for some sort of a respectable qualifying and a race, but I don't think we'll be challenging high into the points, unfortunately. So we'll listen to the voicemail in and see what the qualifying target is that the team set. 18th and beat Massa. I don't think we'll beat Massa, but we should be able to get 18th. So yeah, let's go to qualifying and see what we can do. So the first thing we'll do is look at the weather. You can see there 10 minutes into the session it's going to be from sunny to cloudy. I don't think there's a chance of rain towards the end. No, there isn't. And as for the race, well, there is like 45 minutes in, but in a 25% race it's going to be the first 20 minutes. So dry qualifying, dry race, which is the first time we've seen that for, I don't know, quite a while actually. So we'll have a quick look at the setup then. First thing we'll do is drain the fuel out, of course. Aero, I'm running a 9.8 around the tight, twisty Hungary. Transmission 50-73, usually I'm 50-70. But 73 on this one. Suspension geometry is pretty much bang in the middle for everything here. Suspension 839455. Brakes 85, back to the 85 for the pressure and 54 for the bias. Tyres bang in the middle as well for PSI, and the weight distribution is at 7. So we'll go out on track then, set a fast lap and see how we compare with everyone around us. So yeah, not one of my most popular circuits, Hungary. I think in season 1 we did finish outside the points, something like 13th, 14th, I think. But we did have an outside chance of a point or two, but I think I maybe sped in the pit lane or had a crash or something happened anyway. But yeah, I'm not looking for any sort of miracles here. Just want to put in a respectable lap time. So just over 3 minutes left of the session. It wasn't a brilliant lap time, but then I'm not brilliant around Hungary anyway. And as you see, they were actually only quicker than Van Dorn and Verline. I did lose a couple of attempts here and there. I'm sure I can find some speed from somewhere. So I think we've got a possibility of out-qualifying a few of these guys. But of course, with the track conditions ever improving during qualifying, then these guys will also be setting quicker lap times. So it's going to be a bit of a struggle here. But I am confident of at least hitting our target of 18th place. And I've backed off too much, which means that I am not going to be able to set out a qualifying lap time. For the third time this season, I've fucked it for myself. I'm good at this, aren't I? Yeah, I backed off too much to let the cars behind me through. And yeah, so we were well short of actually crossing the line, which is annoying. But Vettel's taken pole, Hamilton second, Raikkonen and Bottas third and fourth. And then we've got the Red Bulls on the third row in fifth and sixth. Both Force Indias into the top 10 in 8th and 10th. Further down in, where's our rival? Massa 7th place. Yeah, he isn't going to qualify out qualifying him anyway. And most guys did improve, but Van Dorn and Verline didn't. And so we will start this race from 18th place. So we have hit our qualifying objective. But yeah, the only way is up in the race. Pretty disappointed to have messed it up. I reckon I could have probably found maybe 4 or 5 tenths, so we would have been challenging the likes of Palmer and Alonso, but you know, such is life. It's my own mistake again. So the resource points for qualifying, not a bad amount, but should have been a little better, only 70. The rivalry, of course, we're now 1 behind, so hopefully we can overturn that in the race. And the reputation level continues to creep up with a little of the teams. Well, it's gone down quite a bit with, I think, Renault, Toro Rosso and Haas after we rejected their contracts last time out. But McLaren is almost at 100%. It looks like Williams are now in 2nd place, believe it or not. So we'll listen to the voicemail then for the race and see what they've set us. So just like qualifying, 18th place and beat Massa. Not much else to look at, although I will quickly gloss over the power units. So 51% then, and we haven't even completed our 5th race yet on the gearbox. So hopefully we'll be able to do 6 without picking up a time penalty. And the power units were number 3 for everything. We haven't started the 4th one yet, so this will probably be the last time that I use number 3 for qualifying and the races, and then use these just for practice sessions only. All these on number 1 are pretty much now knackered. So yeah, there's not much else to look at here then, so we'll go to the race, we'll have a look at the strategy and get the formation up out of the way to start round 11 of season 2.
We're almost ready to go then. This is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo and Verstappen, Massa, Ocon, Hülkenberg and Sergio Perez, Sainz, Fiat, Romain Grosjean and Stroll, Alonso, Palmer, Kevin Magnussen and the Sauber, Van Dorn and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid.
So then, no grid penalties for anyone, telling me I should be under fueled again, but we're not having that. Up to 19 laps worth of fuel. Super softs onto the softs. Going to change that. Starting so far back, I think it's only probably best that we 10 of an 18. Yeah, that sounds about right. And so starting off sunny, then it's going to progressively get a bit cloudier as the race goes on, but no threat of rain, which is nice. Extra lap of fuel in there. Offset strategy starting near the back. Hopefully we can pick up a few places in the first couple of laps, and then look forward to our super soft stint towards the end. So we'll get the formation up out of the way and then crack on with the race. 7, 18th place. Let's build the revs up and pray for a good clean first lap. Lights are out now, a little bit of wheel spin. Not the best start in the world. Into turn 1. Up to 15th. Oh, very close to Stroll. Got a bit of damage on the front wing apparently. Come round to complete lap 1. Not too sure what damage is on the front wing, but we'll play safe and go to no for repairing the wing damage. We'll have a look into turn 1 up the inside of Grosjean. Squeeze her out nicely, 13th place. So then into lap 4. All pretty much standard at the moment, just playing follow the leader. Here comes Grosjean up the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact. Oh, more contact as well. And we've made contact with them, but we've managed to force them out wide. A bit rough that was, but I don't care. Grosjean's out of the race, so don't know if that was because of what happened with us. Come round to complete lap 6. It's been a pretty boring race so far, but we're only losing a little bit of time to the midfield ahead of us. And remember, they're on the super softs, we're on softs, and there's quite a few people in the pits at the moment. So this is the pit stop phase. So most of the field have now made their pit stop. We're up to 7th place momentarily, although Ricciardo will probably pass us down the straight. A few guys ahead of me still haven't pitted. We're still going around in the supers. As Ricciardo comes through. maybe not. We keep ahead of him for now. I will fight him. And here comes Ricardo. So we're going to be coming into the pits now. Where's the board? Oh, that is bollocks. That is really fucking bollocks. Where was the pit lane limiter board? Fuck's sake. Great, so I've got a 5-second time penalty now. Alright, 13th place as well. With a time penalty to serve. So yeah, this is going to be a bit crap now. Well, I've still got something to worth fighting for in 13th place, but we've got a chance of remaining in 13th place because Stroll behind, we're pulling away a couple of tenths every lap. So if we keep pushing, the 5-second penalty won't even matter. We will still be classified 13th. So there's still something to aim for, but this is going to be a very boring end to the race, I think. Managed to get a bit of a leg on last couple of laps. But I managed to catch up to Magnussen. Gap behind's about 7 seconds. Might try something here into turn 1. Nice and late on the brakes. Pushing wide, 12th place. So as races go, it's pretty boring, even without the penalty. As we run wide, still wouldn't have been in the top 10. One to forget. So there we go then, the final classification. The stop go hasn't been added to our race time, which is a problem on the game, but apparently it's going to be fixed with that patch I spoke about earlier, which is fair, it needs to be realistic. But to be honest with you, this time I'm quite happy it hasn't added, because that was bollocks really. You can't see the pit lane line and there's no marker boards there, so how was I supposed to know where the line was? So I assume an AI card must have taken it out earlier, which pissed me off a little bit. But Raikkonen's won the race then from third in the grid, with his teammate Vettel in second, and Ricardo is in third. Mercedes had a poor afternoon, only 4th and 5th. Massa into 6th. Perez, Hulkenberg, Ocon and Kvyat rounds out the top 10. So we have been classified in 12th place. Good last couple of laps, to be honest. The gap to Stroll was well over 10, 11 seconds. So I don't know what happened to him, but he was, you know, a second off the pace towards the end. And he had Palmer behind him, Alonso, Verline, Van Dorn, and Verstappen, who had to make 3 pit stops. It did come over at some point during the race that he had problems, and so he's obviously had to make a couple of extra stops. And of course, Grosjean failed to finish. So we'll have a quick look at the standings then, see what's changed. Not a lot. Bottas still leads, 11 points now over Raikkonen, so nice and close there. Hamilton in third, Vettel in fourth. Ricardo has jumped his teammate, and we remain in 7th place. We're only 17 points off of Verstappen, which is pretty impressive, to be honest. Massa's creeping up on us though, as is Perez, but I'm still very confident we can finish inside the top 10. Further down, Hulkenberg has moved up ahead of Stroll, but no change further down. In the constructors then, 31 points separates Mercedes and Ferrari. Red Bull are in a safe third, and then there's a battle probably between Williams, Force India and ourselves. I don't know, we're probably too far behind Williams at this point, but Force India are only 4 points ahead and have now jumped ahead of us, and Renault are 28 points behind. So again, I'm confident we can finish top 10 in the drivers and top 6 in the constructors. Toro Rosso picked up a couple of extra points, but still Haas in 9th, for McLaren yet again failing to score. So then the Ritas points, another 120 to take, because it's over the target of 2,000. And then we have the first driver bonus as well, another 53. Every little helps. Rivalry update, yeah, we've lost out there unfortunately to Massa. It was always going to be a bit difficult to beat a Williams in our current condition in the Sauber, but we're still keeping them honest. And the team approval, that would have crept up a little bit more. Looks like only with Haas and now McLaren are at 100%. And finally, the career score for the weekend. I'm hoping this will be over 10,000 because I think we deserve it. Close, 9867. That brings our season total up to 96,000, which is nice. And that is the weekend done then. So, first thing we'll do is, well, the only thing we'll do then is look at some upgrades. Right, let's get this done. This is a good opportunity to do this. Very nice indeed. Leaves us with 1095. So yeah, we'll get another bit of a shall we get another bit of a chassis done? Should we maybe do this? No, that's the end of season bonus. I want to now crack on with all this, to be honest. We could do one of these, but we are really, really far behind on the chassis development, and that's 700, whilst this is 600. So we'll get that done then. That now leaves us 495, which means that after the next race we could do another upgrade, or maybe even two. You never know how the weekend will go. The reason why we had so many resource points is... at the beginning of this Hungary weekend, if you like, we picked up another sponsor bonus. We had one, I think, at Monaco, and we've had one here at Hungary as well, and that was another 750, so that went a long way to helping. But we're now 495, we're getting the chassis on the way as well. The powertrain now only costs 700 each, and like I said, probably the end of season bonus that we should get, and hopefully it'll be a lot higher than what it was. Was it 2001? Something like that, wasn't it? 2001, 2005? Hoping it'd be close to about 3,000, and then in that case, then I will then start knocking on a few of these, because there's a lot of stuff here to do for the Aero, a lot of major and ultimate upgrades as well, which will really get us up the pecking order. But the chassis for now, as you can see, is really at its worst. So yeah, we'll get that done for the next weekend then, and yeah, hopefully we can start to make some gains on this soon. So there's not much else to look at then after this. Yeah, that's pretty much it then, really. The race is now over and done with, and so will be the episode. So a bit of a shame that we failed to score any points here for the first time in a few races, I think. But it's Hungary. It's not one of my strongest tracks. But the main thing is we've managed to unlock some more stuff for the powertrain, bring the price down, and also get another chassis upgrade. Hopefully it will come through and it will pass next time. If not, we have to do it again. It will take a week and it will be half price, which will be 300, which we can already do. So it's hopefully we can get it all done first time out, because that's the main goal. But for now anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode. You would have noticed a couple of GT Sport beta videos have been going up recently, and they'll probably continue to do so, and I will be getting that game probably the day before or after it comes out, and so there'll be probably more videos about that as well. But I'm still going to be primarily focusing on this career mode. I am enjoying to make it, and I do know that the people that do watch it, I think, enjoy it as well. So thank you very much for watching this episode, and hopefully I'll see you all very soon for the next race.